Good morning, everyone. So I will be sharing the scrum today. And let's start with the campaign first. So I'm opening MI1 phone and WhatsApp campaigns. So my update here is Mas Rizal already expand the funnel list for 84, and I have increased the response to 23, and I already convert 5 meetings now from the response of 23. The reason why the list and response rate is still low, am I haven't reached all the list that Mas Rizal already gave me. So because I am right now on negotiating with some of the leads from the response here, and that is my update there. And that's all for mi.1. Do you have any questions about the campaign? Offer to anyone? No? Okay. Okay, for Jim.
Quick question. On the funnel on stage, would you guys like to put what your conversion statistics are? So, say, for example, the conversion statistic, I think from list to response right now is about 27%, which is actually good. Surprisingly, although I think it went up before it was like a little bit lower. So each time there's a new iteration, just keep your conversion statistic, and then we can see, does that actually get better or does it get worse over time, right? And that allows you to track your own progress. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Jing, for the suggestion. Offer to Mr. Secretary to write down the update to it attach the ratio of
Conversion.
the conversion on each campaign. Okay, that's all from mi.1. Is there any other questions? No, okay. Let's move on to mi.3 website campaign. Over to Mas Gani for the updates.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. So I'd like to give the update about website campaign. So basically, uh, there is not much update. The funnel is pretty much same as the same before. Currently, still working with Sarah to improving the WordPress page, and I got the update from Mas Rizal that uh, the WordPress page is already attached on Google Analytics. So yeah. Right now, I'm still working with Sarah to improving it.
Yeah, and also, Mr. Chair, if I may to give some additional information, I basically just launched the Google Ads. Basically, if you can see my pivot card on the MPA.3.1, the update is okay. The interesting of the Google Ads right now is the ad setting is focused right now on the keyword rather than the audience. But the audience is basically Google can also drive us to the closest audience based on our competitors. Basically, if you can see the audience Google Ads on my comments on my card, if you can see is I choose observation by recommendation by Google, so I'm not choosing any audience right now, but Google is already picking the audience based on our last ads and also based on our competitor. And then from the demographic itself, uh, I choose 35 until 64 for age. But previously I'm not assigned that yet, so the previous time it's incorrect demographics. And also I also attach wait a minute keywords, but on the attachment I attach the keywords. So basically that's the keywords that I use for this Google Ads. And yeah, basically there Google can also have a at at strange or poor. So it's to measure our ads based on the keyword that we attach on these ads basically. Yeah, I think that's from my update, and to you, sir.
Okay,
Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, this is to the chair. Mr. Chair, do you spot any sort of things that need to be improved on this card?
Yeah, I see that on the audience on Google Ads, there's two options. I think Mas Rizal can like give us the pros and cons about using targeting and
Mm,
observation, and like and how and why do you choose observation other than it's recommended on
I see.
Google.
Yeah.
The second one, and the
Okay,
second one is from the screenshot of the keywords that you want to target. Maybe you can see what is the baseline of why do you target these keywords, like
I
the
see. Yeah.
research result or the how can we improve our
Mm.
conversion to this
Yes,
keyword.
yes, 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 Mr. Sir. Okay, thank you for your input and feedback. Okay, so basically, the answer is I cannot answer it yet, but we can see if the ad is already running and see the performance because yeah, we still gonna get from the previous ad also. So this is could be our first MPP and until I run it on the 7 days, but we can see on the fourth day, the performance is we can see the your answer and your from your feedback. Yeah.
Yeah,
excellent. Okay,
yeah.
that is good.
About to do.
Chair, great detection, observation.
Thank you, Aldo.
Do you detect any other things that need to be improved on this particular campaign card?
I think attached to the campaign card.
Yes, I think Rizal needs to attach his pivot to this campaign, right?
Already, sir. On the description, I actually pivot.
Oh, I didn't see it. Sorry. I was. Oh, is it there?
Or is it I think it's more feasible if you can attach it on the trail attachment, so we
Oh,
can
Mm. Okay, okay.
more
Good.
feasible.
Okay, I will change it.
Already did.
good. Okay,
Yeah.
next, Mr. Chair, do you see another thing?
Um, no. What do you think, sir?
Okay, let's take a look. This is actually something Gani should have done, but let's go over to Rizal. Do you see something that should be on this card but it's not on the card yet?
The pivot cut from Mas Gani's action.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, the pivot card. So what is it that we're pivoting from, Gani? Right? What are the new additions on the
Uh,
website? Right, that needs to be also attached here. There's one more thing.
adding the funnel.
Okay, what part of the funnel?
Google Ads, the Google Ads one.
Okay, so Rico will attach that in. That's fine, right? But the thing, sorry, can I direct everybody to look at the screenshot that Gani had 31 minutes ago and open that? And after you open that, do you see any discrepancies?
The date, sir.
The page views. So the
Oh,
page views is 468, but on the funnel update, it still shows 460. So that needs
Oh, yeah.
so you need to update that. And
mm,
I would like if you actually screenshot it and then drop it in, because then we're looking at each screenshot to see what the progress is, right?
I
So we can
see.
see that from the last whatever session, we had 8 more impressions. Now, Retail's going to add more traffic onto the site, so we expect afterwards that should go up even more. But we need a timestamp for what it is today and then what it is tomorrow too. Make sense? Okay.
No.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Okay, good. So let's say, for example, next week, if we get 500, 12 page views,
Okay.
we need to see did Rizal do his job, right? If Rizal didn't do his job because this is going at 460, 468. Now all of a sudden it's at 500. So we need to always update the funnel and
Mm.
always screenshot that what it is
Yeah,
into the
got it.
traffic. Otherwise, later on when it's 1,000 or whatever, we have no idea of how do we get there so quickly. Or you're trying to put in these milestones now, Gunny, so that you can see the progress.
Oh,
The
oh
progress.
yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So that because every time you update it, you if you don't screenshot it, you forget what you used to have.
I see.
Hard to
Yeah.
see. okay, did we actually
Okay.
get something better than last time? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
got it.
Gani, what I'd like you to do is to change, 468, and then
Mm-hmm.
screenshot it, put it in timestamp, or
Yeah.
put it in the activity, and then next time when we look at it, we can be like, okay, what's the new traffic? What's the new response? So that they can see if we're moving along. So let's say the next time we look at this, there is, for example, let's say there's 500 page views. We should see that the responder went up, and we should see the meetings also go up, right? That would be the correct progress. But if we don't see that go up, the funnel's stuck, traffic gets there, or maybe we didn't select the right audience, or whatever it might be. Okay?
Hmm.
So we need those milestones to track that.
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. What Jing said? Do you get what Jing said?
Yes. Yes. Of course. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Don't forget to put down on the campaign activity. Okay. Let's see from Tara cards. Do you have any updates to this campaign? I see that in the 3.1.
Hello. Yes. Well,
Oh, Tara, welcome back.
yeah. Hi. I had to restart my computer. Like it was way too hot. So, hello everybody. Um, oh, yeah. I guess like I did not realize the due date was for yesterday. But well, I do have some update. Well, I had a meeting with Jing and Gani, and we have like a proper strategy from we like made a proper strategy from yesterday from all the ideas and just all the discussions we've had and actually was gonna have they been implemented like,
Not all yet.
I
Just the
see.
old website.
Okay, good to know. Well, sorry about that. Man. And yeah, that is the current strategy that will be implemented to. We will be focusing on the WordPress version of the landing page while keeping the old landing page intact as well
Okay.
as a people. And hopefully this works out in the sense of I do hope to see a difference in the data, like hopefully more engagement from the audience and such. And if you guys have any more suggestions, yeah, feel free to leave them here.
Jing?
Okay, quick question then. Now, let me go over to Rizal. Rizal, are the Facebook ads now directing the Facebook ads? Are the Facebook traffic that we get from ads, are they going into the new WordPress site? Are they still directing to the old landing page?
For right now, is I directed to a new WordPress site.
Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah.
our connection has been fixed. And then, Gani, this is delegation, right? So, if this card that Tara is working on has not been finished, what do you think is the principal reason? Is this outside of DPD, or is this something else?
Sorry, I don't get your question.
So when Tara asked if the new implementations on the new landing page strategy for the WordPress site have been completed, I heard that you said no. So it's due today. Will it be done today?
It's because out of ZBD because I see that Tara delivered the other license and I do the implementation. So
Okay, good. So the implementation, the analysis is already done, and then the implementation.
not
Is
yet.
it within okay, all right. So let's ask. Will it be done today then, Gani? The implementation.
Yeah, it should be done today, but I will do on this afternoon.
Okay, all right. That's fine then. Okay, so yep, that's it.
Okay. Shall I change the deadline for just today then? Like, and then that should be okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So since Tara is here, do you want me to continue the sharing or you want to be the chair? It's up to you. Because we are doing the chair actually.
Oh man, sorry. Sorry
You want me
everybody.
to be the chair?
I don't mind attempting. Sure. Give me a minute to change the date. Okay. Actually, just a quick side note, because because Jing, you've been making a very make it very clear that you want more. How do you say, like, structure, and you said that you want more like focus as well on like the Facebook inboxes. I just received, because like I was given editing rights on the page on Facebook. Somebody's messaging on Facebook right now, just letting somebody know. Like,
Oh, okay. All right.
yes,
Notify HAR about that. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Um, so since I'm late, I have a question. Have you gone through the all the campaigns already? Because it seems that you've sidetracked to me. So I guess we're in MI3 probably. Like, okay. Um, then over to MI4 then. um, then over to Mas Danny, if you can give us an update on the funnel.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Chair, for on the MI4 and the email campaigns. So, okay, so wait, hold on. Okay, so like I attached on the activity section, it's not much update, but the outreach is still same like before. But I see that Mas Rizal have add more new email list. So right now it's 60, but before it's 14. But that not has a response yet. And currently I'm still figuring out how to get an email campaign effectively by learning from LinkedIn Learning, and will come up with new strategy by Friday. So yeah, that's my update so far.
Oh, Mr. Gani, I think we need to be a little bit more prudent. These sessions are recorded and uploaded. We have a password and a login for our email right here.
Um, I'm sorry, sir.
We record these sessions and we upload it, and you have a password here to the account,
The MailChimp account, MailChimp account.
to the MailChimp.
Yeah, I already attached the.
Yes, but that's the problem, because this is a public forum, right? So this will be seen by other people. So we can't upload this video today, right? Otherwise, people will go inside and walk around our MailChimp, right? So we
Oh,
have to be careful
sorry.
with our passwords. I understand the intent, but perhaps what would be my suggestion is just put it on a link that can be opened by us internally on paper, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Don't share it here, because anybody watching the video will then just, okay, thank you. That's right. And send out a bunch of spam to our property. Yeah, that's actually really bad. They could go inside, hijack our email list, and use it for their campaign, right? So we don't
Okay,
want
sorry.
to be careful about share the emails, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, that's it. That's my update so far about the email campaign. Back to Miss Chair.
Oh, thank you, Masgani. Well, hearing the background on how the email campaigns are currently, I can understand why the rest of the funnel is currently at a stop right now. So I don't think we need to get into it too much. Just please come up with your strategy soon, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So thank you. um, I guess next we'll go over to MI2, the Facebook group post campaign. So over to you, Mas Rizal, on the funnel.
Okay, thank you, Tara. Okay, my update is I already posting the post to group is 21, and we got one response, I believe, from Aldo's WhatsApp. And yeah, I think that's from the for the update. But if you can see my pivot card, Facebook group mpa.2.1. So I already compile what content I attach, and there's three content basically. The first content is I use selling discussion, and the other two is I share the post of Facebook on the Bukit Vista fans page. But on the post is I got a one response basically. It's like I create a new content and then I upload that. But on the like I sharing something on the fans page is I still got a zero response. But right now is we got a one new insight that if we create a new content, it will be more original and get I believe I got another response. Okay,
I
that's
see.
maybe for the insight. Yeah.
So if you create a new what? Sorry, I couldn't hear that correctly.
Yeah, just create a new post or new idea, Cara. So
I
if you create
see.
something new, it's like the algorithm is it will be on the up of the post, I believe.
I see. Okay, that is good that you have discovered this
Yeah.
insight. So that's great. I can for sure confirm that at least going into Facebook group posting has been working. My mom has encountered your post a couple time at this point, and she's let me know that it's a Bukit Vista post. So, so I can congratulate you that it's even reached Spain, right? So like, um, I see. And so you posted how many days ago again?
Um, Yesterday and uh, the day before yesterday. Yeah, it's 2 days before. Basically.
I'd say considering normally we don't even get that many responses, even over like a couple of days. This is actually pretty good that so quickly there was like a response, I guess. But it has been only 1 day, so I can understand why it's still one. And I guess we have to still maybe like 2 more days, basically by the next from like ideally maybe two more like responses. I mean, this is like now just personal, just assumptions right now, but that would show like a lot more progress than like previous campaigns of this form. I mean, um, yeah. What does anybody have any insights regarding this this specific campaign?
From my side is probably I will try to use the new content to Thailand group basically because the Thailand group is only using I share from the Bukit Vista fans page post, so I will create a new content and I'm not use sharing method for the next pivot.
Okay, okay, good to know. Thank you, Mas Rizal. Um, I don't see anybody else wanting to give any further comments or has any other questions. So next is the LinkedIn campaigns. Over to Mas Aldo. Like,
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. For the time. So I'm just updating the funnel. So we increase four reaches from LinkedIn. It's from Jing's card and A5.1. Maybe over to Jing for some background story about this card.
Yeah, so what I did was actually, Aldo, I added one, two, three, four, five, I think about five people that I reached out onto LinkedIn for people who identify themselves as owners just to see what would happen. So that's pretty much it. There's no four. I added four people to that pile. See if it works. Yeah.
Thank you, Jing, for the update. I think that's all for the LinkedIn campaign. Back to Ms. Chia.
thank you. Okay, seeing the numbers, I mean that's like a third from the initial outreach number
Yep.
of people. So that's pretty good. By response, do you mean like they actually did respond? Eh, like they messaged you, I guess.
Okay.
Something like that.
For the responses stuff, they replied back to us. So it's from the before the card of Jing's reach. So it's before.
I see. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Hmm. Well, I'd say the number's pretty good in terms of from reach to response. Yeah, a third is pretty all right, I'd say. So I'm thumbs upping right now, but you cannot see. um, I think we can move on to now Facebook ads post campaigns now. Like, so back to Mas Rizal.
Okay, thank you, Tara. From MI6 Facebook ads post campaigns is okay. I just launched the Facebook ads, and then right now the impression is got 3,600 impression, and the clicks we got 40, but conversion we still got zero. But right now is if you want to see the analytics, I also uh, attach the Facebook ads analytics link, And if you can see my pivot card from the description is from MPA 6.1 is I just okay, the audience is here. I use 35 to 55 audience, and the location target that I targeting is there, and also the interest is there also. If you can see that, and also okay for the performance is we got a 43 link clicks right now, and
Mm-hmm.
the post engagement is quite high, 3,000 something, and we got a nine landing page view right now to WordPress site, to WordPress landing page. Basically, we got nine numbers, but yeah, we still got zero conversion right now.
I see. Yeah, sorry. I'm also looking at the analytics right now.
Mm.
Okay. Is apparently 10 landing page views. I did not realize that Facebook analytics could connect to specifically to the landing page. So that is good to know now. Um, and just to confirm, you will be like on all your ads or any time you do a campaign now, you'll be using the WordPress link instead of the
Okay,
current one.
thank you, Tara, for that question. So basically, I just want to create MVP. Basically, this pivot is I want to use landing page for the landing, but for the next pivot is I try to use message, and which I want to compare which one is better, which is landing page or use message approach to gain the conversion better.
Oh,
Message mean over to WhatsApp.
WhatsApp and also Messenger, Facebook Messenger. Yeah,
I see. Okay. Thank you for the clarification, Mazgani. Yeah, I was going to ask that.
yeah,
Um, and so this ad was launched yesterday, I see.
yeah.
And already received 4,000 impressions. I'd say that's very good. However, the conversion rate it's not converting at all for the numbers that like the impressions that we have. So yes, there's a lot of improvement that can be made, but still good in part A of the funnel. Just part B that must be worked on now. Part of it, I think, maybe also like the landing page itself is in the workings. Plus, Masgani already knows which implementations. Like we've already discussed that. So hopefully, our two parts can connect because we were both doing changes right now. So by the next Scrum, I think we'll be able to hopefully see a change in this specific funnel update. Yeah. Does anybody else have any insights before we move on? Okay, cool. All right. Now, since I'm not entirely sure how these new scrums work now, do we just move on to discussion management now? Okay, cool. I'll share my screen then. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay, I hope everybody can see it. And I think we should begin with let's see. Actually, Mas Rizal, could you explain this one?
Okay. So I believe this is will be connected with Jing's research thread. So basically, uh, yeah, we still don't have a smooth workflow when me and the impression person to conversion person is discussed, right? So we still don't have that workflow, and it will stick it's still lack of time because like one day I create this, and then the another day the conversion people is working on that. So it's still not efficient time because we can create it in one day, right? So when we discuss it we can also create the plan, create the content, and then we can launch it by today. I think that's still not efficient for me right now. And yeah, I want to discuss how to configure that that apa nama discussion that meeting,
Yeah.
so we can have efficient workflow. Yeah.
I completely see where you're coming from as I'm assisting the person who's doing the converting, so I understand. Well, the floor is open to anybody who has suggestions anyway, by the way. For now, I do believe that we have to work closely. Like, even though we are in charge of different parts of the funnel, technically, I'd say these two are one of the most linked, you know, because in a way, if how do I put this? If something is holding like the campaign back from your side, it affects us directly, and then we already have to tell you like what is lacking and what you've done, you know. So and then you have to tell us stuff too. So we always have to be doing a back and forth between us all the time. I wonder, like it should almost be like I think the discussions have to be quite maybe not like frequent discussions, but maybe more like you have to always be closely checking between each other, something like along those lines. If anybody can expand on that for me, that'd be great. That's like the baseline that I have right now. So maybe over Mas Gani, since you are in charge of conversions from
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah. So I just realized that what is the what the result thread came up with this is apa ya still to be honest, I still doesn't have any idea how to solve it, but uh, probably just increase the frequency of discussion. After Mas Rizal came up with a strategy for the ads before launch, it's better if discussion with me and Sarah, with the conversion person. So how about that? So before launch the ads, it's supposed to be we have the discussion first, thing like that.
Uh,
Mm.
I think I agree that there should for sure be discussion between the three every time, like right before a new campaign is going to be
Mm.
launched, like during the the planning time of a new campaign, basically. But then
Mm.
afterwards, because you know having too many discussions may be difficult, you know, in terms of
Mm.
just time and just scheduling, then I think it should just be really like we should all practice constantly giving each other updates through Slack and making sure we check each other's like you know on the Trello boards, like everybody's like different cards, like, and make sure that you also give the updates properly. I mean that's something that I also have to practice because yeah, maybe too many discussions after the campaign is launched might be difficult to do. That's only something I foresee. So. I don't know if I'm making sense right now. It's a bit hard to say. Does anybody else have any other suggestions or comments on this? Mas Rizal, did either of us help with this? Over to Jim.
This, I think, is actually. I think this is why we have sync ups, really. This should be the only reason we have sync ups, is really to sort of figure out what it is that we need to do to kind of ensure that impression people and conversion people are creating workflows that are efficient. So I think you're just gonna have to like I don't know how to configure the discussion to create. How would I put this? How do you configure the discussion? I think there's no way to actually eliminate the discussion if that's what you mean, right? How can we actually get this to be more efficient. This is always going to be a discussion. Like imagine you're a restaurant, right? The restaurant team and the suppliers always have discussions all the time, right? About the quality of supply, about like all these things. And yeah, sure. Ideally, we could say like, okay, there's certain things, but I think what will happen over time, my guess, is that there'll just be different expectations, right? About what is good impression, right? Ultimately, conversion people need good impressions in order to convert, right? And what is a good lead, right? In order to get a good lead over to Aldo, we need to have good conversions as well. And so at each stage, you're serving essentially the person following you on the next stage. There's a lot you can do, right? Let's say, for example, and it's really understanding the marketing landscape better. Let's say, for example, Rizal is able to bring a ton of impressions in for a very low price. Well, that's good, okay? Then let's say our conversion strategy should be to filter rather than to extract, right? So how do we throw away the ones that we don't want and keep the ones that we do want? So that becomes like, that becomes like a strong filtering process. There could be different stages, right? Maybe Rizal's not able to get a bunch of impressions, and the very few that come through, let's say LinkedIn, maybe we don't need a lot of impressions actually to get a deal on LinkedIn. Maybe 20 impressions would be enough, right, for every one deal. So then that's a different expectation of what that kind of flow should look like. But I think as far as how do you create more efficient workflows, I think you'll just have to like run it and start checking, is your conversion rate good, and are we getting deals? We might convert all the way to the end, but if we don't get deals, that means maybe it's not good, right? If we ultimately don't get any deals, it means maybe it's the traffic that's wrong, maybe the conversions are wrong. So you're gonna have to like keep on tuning this continuously to get it to work right. And it's seasonal, right? It's almost like harvesting grapes to make wine. Every harvest will be slightly different. Every timing and impression will be slightly different depending upon the time or the ad or whatever you use to get it. So I think this will need, it'll need continuous adjustment, like Tara said.
I see. Yes, that makes complete sense. Mas Rizal, did that help?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. That's great. Actually, you were adding something new right now. If you
Yes.
would also like to add on that. As
Yeah,
well.
basically, I just want to have a feedback basically. So, if everyone can type a Bali long term rental in Google, in 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 which page that our website is appear.
Oh, also Rizal, no matter what page it is, click it.
Yeah, and also
So once you type it, you find it, click it, because that will push it up to the first page.
yes, and it's already we got in a two page number 2 page right now. So this page is basically have a good performance right now, but the friction is I plan to change the keyword focus to Bali accommodation rather than a Bali long term page. So it also to abroad the audience itself. So the audience will have expectation. We have a more we have more type of properties that we offer rather than only long term properties, right? But the friction is, are we still the good plan is we still keep the Bali long term focus, or it is still good to change the keyword focus that is still on the number 2 page, number 2 of search. And yeah, that's for my question basically to everyone.
I see. Well, just to let you know, I searched it right now, and it's on page 4 for me. So I don't know if that helps with any insight for you. But yeah, it took me. I had to go through the first 4 pages to find the good stuff. I noticed that every time we do these exercises so far, I normally find it on a different page than everybody else, and I don't know if that's related to my location right now. Probably. um, and well, with the way things are, why would somebody currently in Spain anyway have time to go? Well, I could be planning to go to Bali next year. That's also possible too. Okay, that this might be something of interest to you guys then. If it takes 4 pages for me all the way over here in Europe, this could be the same case for other people in Europe searching for Bali accommodations or Bali long-term rentals. I do, but how does this mean that on the page they'll also change the words, like on our page, I guess? Does anybody know?
Basically, just changing the keyword focus will be changing the content also, Tara. So
Yeah.
from the current page is we already got ranking, right. So are we still good to change all the content to the new focus, which is Bali accommodation?
I see. Okay, good. um, this is somewhat similar to what I'm doing with Mazgani right now, basically. I wonder if, how do I put this? Since you're working with BI, maybe, I feel like it's a bit worrying if you completely change this page, though. I wonder if you could make, I don't know if it's like a new one. I really don't understand how websites work, but it's just you like using the whole experimentation thing. Like you got to keep this one the same, just to see like how much of a difference changing the keywords does, if that makes sense. So basically, as a control, you should keep this page the same, and then just adjust it on this. Gosh. See, I don't know if I'm asking for too much only for my lack of knowledge of websites. Is it very difficult to, duplicate this page and then just adjust the duplicate basically while keeping this one the same, Just like a Word document. Like that's how I'm viewing websites. That's the thing. So
For duplicating the page, Tara?
basically you just make a copy of the current page, and then you just adjust that one. Like you don't adjust like the original. I don't know if I'm really making sense. Overreaching.
Okay, Tara, a quick question. And for everybody who leads here, this is also a really good moment. Tara, do you feel like SEO is in your ZPD?
No, not at all.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's actually, hey, remember what we learned, everyone, this morning, right? Tara's on the second level of competency, right? She knows that she doesn't know. So that's consciously, sorry to use the word, it was called conscious incompetence, right? Like you don't know. So this is good. Okay, so in this particular dimension, then, Rizal, should we be asking Tara these questions?
Oh no, sir. I just want to I just want to give everyone advice or suggestion.
Oh, okay.
No, not to Sarah, not to Sarah.
Okay. Not to make it awkward or anything, which kind of is already going into, but in this particular case, I would say as a leader, I would just say, okay, all right, thank you, Tara. It seems like this might be a little bit out of ZPD, so let's move on and circulate, right? Because honestly, though, I think this particular question, you can probably Google. Search like what keywords should I focus on, right? And why should I focus on certain keywords? If I've estimated this correctly, you're choosing to target Bali accommodation result because this is a higher volume search, right? That there's 38 million. It's a bigger keyword, so there's a bigger opportunity there, and you're going after that, right? Okay, great. Then what you gotta ask yourself is this, okay? Think about from a user point of view. At the end of the day, Google is trying to get people to engage more with their platform. Would you be happy as a user seeing Bukit Vistas, as a user, not as Bukit Vistas, Bukit Vista we'd be happy, of course, right? Would you as a user be happy seeing the long-term rental page for the keyword Bali accommodation? You would not. Why, Rizal? Why would you not be happy?
I'm not searching for long-term accommodation.
That's right. And also, if you're looking for accommodation, you're probably looking for the biggest database possible, right? Where you can look and find everything that you need in that particular thing. And I just looked for Bali accommodation, and the first few sites are like Expedia, Booking.com, Airbnb, and these are not there because they're cute or they did good SEO or anything. These are there because they actually happen to have the most complete answer for Bali accommodation. They're a gigantic database, right? So you're going to find what you're looking for probably on that site. We have maybe 25 results. So it doesn't necessarily make a good user experience even if we could get, let's say, rank number 1, which means that we don't have chicken and egg correlation, right? There's no way the thing could actually turn over. So this is where we have to do a prioritization, right? We have to do a prioritization. This is where we might need to do a compromise. Best is, yes, if we could rank number 1 on Bali accommodation, but what is better than what we have right now, right? What is the better thing than being on page 2 for Bali long-term rental? By the way, we weren't page 2 before. I think we were page 5 before about a month ago. Yeah, Elder, you remember, right? I remember I did the little explanation of how we got startup masterclass on first page, and then we did this experiment to do Bali long-term rental. Like you guys type it in, click on it, type it, can click on it. You know, every time you do it, just click on it. And apparently it worked, right? It's on page 2 now. So do you actually go on page 2 results and find any results? Generally on Google. Do you go on page 2 to look for results?
Yes, I got on the page 2 on the results.
No, but I mean, when you search for something on Google, do you go and click on page 2 results?
Oh, no.
No, right?
No.
So I think what you can look for is this, right? Getting best would be, yes, if you got Bali accommodation. But you gotta prioritize yourself. You gotta ask yourself, does our long-term rental page show Bali accommodations? Probably a tiny portion of the overall Bali accommodations available. You need a platform to really be able to do that really well, right? So that's probably not likely. Even though from your perspective, as let's say you're trying to get the user, that would be very enticing if you could get that. But the structure of the page just certainly doesn't offer that at the moment. We don't have the mechanism to build so much content on that.
Okay.
You have to realize, like if you think of like Booking.com, how much content do they have on it? Like terabytes of content, right? Millions of photos, like shitloads, and that's why I got that ranking. So we don't have that. So we're going to do Bali long-term rentals, but that's not bad. We're going after long tail, right? We're going after things that are searched for less frequently, but when people search for it, we got the first page result and people click on it.
I see.
And this is something we can try to win. I think we can win this. Bali long-term rentals, move it to first page, right? And ultimately that would do really well.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
And just as a tip, you could probably do this through also HR, right? When you give a BBE talk or you do anything, you can ask. They generally give the university will write something after you finish talking, right? Ask for a backlink from a university. Those are the best backlinks. If you get a backlink from UGM or from UI or from whatever, from Harvard, and it says Bali long-term rentals, and you tell them what you do is long-term rentals, and they send you a backlink, that's going to put you on page 1, most definitely. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Back to Mr. Chair, Mrs. Chair. Sorry.
Thank you. Well, I'll keep in mind from now on that I don't need to.
Tara, if you'd like to learn more about SEO, we can send you the training materials, or you can hang out and I'll talk about SEO all day long. If you want to get the basics, just schedule a time with me. I'll give you the.
Oh yeah, I'd actually love to because I do have an interest, but like for real, I don't know anything about it. Yeah, thank you. Mas Rizal, has everything related to this been okay? Cool. Jing, I noticed you put 2 things, and I think we can extend it by 5 minutes because I have an interest in.
Sure, of course. This is to help everyone out, right? So as you can see today, I think after we run this a few more times, we're fluent. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do, right? So do we need to actually do scrums anymore? if you take a look at, ask yourself, like today, what do? We solve some frictions, right? But did those frictions need to be solved synchronously or asynchronously? Let's say, for example, in the future, we just have a cutoff date that by a certain time, a certain deadline every day, everybody needs to update their Scrum report, okay? And then by a certain time after, let's say 6 hours after, comments on the card should be, the feedback should be written down, right? So it can be just done sort of through written communication. And we can even try maybe replacing one of the Scrums with that particular model and see if it works. Maybe Friday. On Friday, what I'd like to suggest is by, let's say, no, by Friday, 11 a.m. Bali time, all the cards are updated, okay? And by Friday, 3 p.m., all the cards have comments on them and from everybody who wants to write comments on it, okay? If that works, then we might be able to do the whole thing virtually, all right? So we just set deadlines and goals for sort of giving feedback and for reporting. And then if you have any discussion topics, you can put it on the discussion. And we can even do the discussion virtually if you'd like, right? We can get together and write, okay, the discussion maybe not, because there could be follow-up questions that, take like, a long time to do. But okay, we can maybe do the Scrum virtually next time. Would you guys like to try that?
Yes.
Okay, then let's set some goals then, as every good delegation should do, okay? The goal is we'll conduct it at the same times, but then we will need to speak to each other and we'll see how it goes. So by Friday, 11 o'clock, if the secretary can put that in, Friday, 11 o'clock, all the cards will have been updated, okay? So all the updates will go onto the cards, and the project champions of each campaign will make sure that that happens, okay? By Friday, 3 p.m., all the comments from everybody should also be on the same card, okay? If you have any questions that you'd like, please write it on the card too as well. And ideally, if we know ZPD and we know what to estimate, ask the right person as you update the card what your questions are. If let's say you're a little bit more in ZPD, then bring up the questions to the person running the campaign if they don't seem to ask the right questions, okay? So by 3 p.m., those will all be finished too, okay? And similarly, we can try in the discussion too as well. Similarly, if you have any discussion topics that you'd like to bring up, anything that you're stuck on, please put it on this discussion board by 11 a.m. And by 3 p.m., the discussion board is all responded to, okay? So that there's no hanging sort of issues that are on the discussion board, okay? Now, this is going to be a challenge for this chapter. And I'm predicting it's a challenge because I don't think everyone's written communication is 100%. Am I correct? Because like, I read your copywriting sometimes, and like, like yesterday with Thomas around on Aldo, I read it, I was like, okay, but this is necessary, I think, to have as a good skill. Clear writing indicates clear thinking. And clear thinking, if it can be written down, lasts forever, which is really cool, okay? So the one friction I can imagine is you really need to state things clearly, in that, once again, it is unambiguous for even a 5-year-old to understand what you mean, right? So if we can't do that, then we can't have asynchronous sync-ups, right? Because we'll just be like, okay, you need to talk to me for me to understand you. But if we can do that, then I think we can start doing asynchronous sync-up, and then we just time it. And then we then get more time to actually do work and less time sitting around in meetings all the time, right? Okay, that's my proposal, and we'll give it a shot this Friday. On Monday, we'll do it the same way as we normally do, and I guess we will talk about whether that worked, okay? And if it works, then maybe we will switch the Wednesday sync up to be the same way and just maybe meet once a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks if it works that way, okay? Great. Another thing, I just want to give everyone a heads up. The theme of the month is to survive, right? And I might need some of the attention from this chapter to be worked on how do we get guests, right? Because right now we're working on how to get properties, and that is a long-term survival method. A short-term survival method is how do we get guests. So you guys, I guess, get to do what you've always wanted to do, right? Market to guests. Nothing changes really that much, right? Nothing really changes that much. All the mechanisms that we have, we just switch the audience from property owner to a guest, okay? This will take a few days to do the full switch over because I need HAR and BI to also be involved in this process, okay? We should be able to keep all our SLAs, but what I'm trying to do now is to create sales campaigns that are inter-chapter, okay? So many chapters will work together on a sales campaign. To put that into perspective, I think we got some success a few months ago on the Facebook post to get guests, right? So most likely that will be a type of sales campaign. We will need somebody to keep on posting, and then we will need that funnel to drop into HAR where somebody will keep on taking in the reservations, okay? So that's coming up soon, probably by Friday, but I just want to give you guys a heads up on that because we do need to get to a point where we can balance the budget every month. Currently, we're not balanced. We're in the negative by quite a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a heads up, and sure.
I see. Okay, thank you, Jing. I do have one genuine question. Does marketing is this a marketing thing if you directly reach out to a guest? Like if you see a potential guest or somebody saying, I'm looking for something on Facebook or just somewhere, is that a marketing thing to do?
Yeah, marketing is in the end, I think, trying to bring overall to the company impressions into the company. Right? So even if you take a look at, let's say, product is pre-impression, right?
Yeah.
Pre-acceleration. So let's say, for example, we wanted to create a sales funnel. We need certain guests. We need not brand awareness with property owners, but we need brand awareness with guests. Okay, so generally that's what marketing does, right? They go out, they sort of create a lot of talk and hype or whatever, and then that goes into the next funnel. So once the impressions have been made, content then generally worked on the conversion, right? Converting those impressions into inquiries and into instant books. Okay.
Yeah.
The next part was HAR. HAR are specifically reservations, converts inquiries into bookings. Okay, and that results, bookings are not actual revenue, right? Bookings are planned revenue or reserved revenue, but they don't become revenue until after hospitality and air support delivers the guest. Between the time of booking and the time of actual payment, a lot of things can go wrong, right?
Yeah.
Guest might cancel, it might not be whatever. So if you look at the entire Bukit Vista funnel, that's how we all work together to make sure that we produce revenue. Like we didn't need a marketing team before because content and business intelligence creates marketing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Our marketing strategy was actually get 5-star reviews, right? And then that drives up the ranking and get people, once it's ranked, then we have marketing, okay? Yeah. But marketing doesn't work that way in every other channel. It's not meritocracy.
Yeah.
A lot of marketing, like on Facebook, just happens to do with your frequency of posting. The more frequently you post on Facebook, the higher ranking you get. Very simple. Right. If you do marketing on maybe WhatsApp or email, it's like the size of your email list or your WhatsApp list, right? So that's slightly different too as well. If you do marketing on Instagram, it's probably the quality of your content and the quality of your budget and some other things that actually get you to be pushed out to be seen by a lot of people. And liked, and then automatically, organically, sort of followed by other people too as well. So each particular channel has its own dynamic, but that's why we're going to have to probably create different campaigns on different channels to bring in sales. Okay. Now, the marketing fit is very simple right now. There's only one audience, and this audience are the wealthy people in Jakarta and Surabaya who are still looking to travel and experience probably like a luxury type experience. That's where we see the most amount of business happening. So the audience is very specific. And I think this audience will actually be easier in some ways because it's maybe more similar to who we are. I mean, we're not rich in Jakarta, but we're all in Indonesia, so we kind of like probably predict and understand what that mindset will look like. Okay. Yeah. So it is part of marketing because you guys have the best understanding of how to get impressions into the funnel. Nobody else in the would know how to do that.
I see. It's more like this is just random, but my mom has been sending me like all these guests who are looking for properties. Like she just does that for me because she knows I'm interning right now, and I didn't know if I could.
Your mom's a really good marketing team, then.
She just enjoys doing this. So.
Yeah. But that's good. That's good. Yeah. We haven't focused on the guest side, but if you do have guests, please send them over. Yeah, we need all the guests we can get. Yeah, please.
Do I direct that to, or do we communicate with them?
That's what we need to talk about. That's where we need to set the SLAs. Ideally, the guests should be sent over to HAR, and ideally, I think let's see if anybody remembered who in HAR is responsible specifically for converting reservations. Does anyone know? I think it's Cynthia, right? Or Nadine? Is it Cynthia or Nadine?
Nadine, sir, I believe.
Nadine, yeah. Okay.
Nadine,
Let's send it to Nadine. And this is where we need to keep track of the funnel now, right? This is where we need to have a company funnel seeing where this input goes. So please, yes, send it to Nadine. We need all the guests that we can get.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me write that down for myself so I remember.
So yeah, dude. I mean, like, if there's guests coming, then please send guests over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my mom's just doing it because she was like, "Let's help them." She wanted to help you guys. I don't know.
I appreciate that. Hey, let's go over to Gunny. Does that sound interesting to you, Gunny?
Yes, of course, because it's that's our past activity before the marketing things. But my concern is I think we should reactivate the Instagram and improve our Airbnb. So back like us.
Kind of, yeah. Until we get enough to balance the budget, right? Because right now we don't have enough to balance the budget, and we don't know how long this will take. So our first goal is. The first question to ask is, can we actually do it? Is it possible to balance the budget if we focus on guests? And I think it is, actually. We're not looking for that much. We're really just looking for everybody to produce, if you simplify it, if everybody can produce $200,000 or 200,000 rupiah a day, then we should be able to balance the budget.
Okay, so I need a clarification. So on the September, our focus is two. The first is bring more guests, and second is bring more partners. Am I right? So
it's they're sort of interconnected, Gunny, right? Because sometimes in order to get more guests, you do need the right partners. Because sometimes we don't have the right product, right? But the overall emphasis should be to create revenue, and whatever it takes to create revenue, we will start focusing on that. So a little bit less time and less energy on long-term projects, but more on actually creating actual deals. Okay.
Okay. Got it, sir. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, like being in Sun and Moon was a partner, but it was a very short time to get that partner revenue, right? So that's fine. We want more being in Sun and Moon. Do that more often, right? Do less things that take longer that have no immediate impact.
Okay, sir.
And once we balance the budget, then we can work on more long-term things. But we need to balance the budget. Otherwise, it's like we're kind of sinking. We just don't know how long this mess will take. So we need to at least be able to stabilize ourselves in the mess, so that at least we're flat. Right? Otherwise, I don't want this to happen. By the time we create all these great tools and everything's super ready, we don't have enough more survival to leave. That would not make any sense. So that's essentially why the shift in strategy. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think, unless anybody has any more questions and they understand what this month's theme basically is, gotta survive basically. So, okay, great. I think that's everything, on discussion. So I think I can conclude this meeting. And yes, I'd like to apologize for being late. My laptop has been annoying since yesterday. So yeah, thank you for bearing with me. And Masaldo, I think you're here. Thank you for taking over for me in the beginning half. So yes. And yeah, any feedback you have for my part of the chairing, you can just send it to me on Slack. And yeah, thank you for coming, everybody. I'll see you guys later.
Quick one to Rizal. Rizal, you might want to edit out the password to Mailchimp if you open that card. If you didn't open the card, then I guess it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No worries, Nani. Yeah, we